Hey everyone, welcome to a video today. This one's a big one. Of course, if you clicked on this video and you found this, good job. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you'd like to. Check out my other videos as well. I do a lot of stuff on topics that are a little bit more social than other people. Although in the way that sometimes they can be dark, it's okay. Let's open up and let's share a little bit of his story. So I just wanted to go into what happened a long time ago was an idea, and like I don't own this. Like it's not something that is like, me. It doesn't define me as a person, but it has affected my life for a major part of it. For one whole year, I felt really estranged from like life itself. Now I've sort of been in that situation before, but this really tops the cake. Now, when we talk about people going out there and actually causing unintentional harm or whatever it may be to someone else, like you would imagine that maybe that wasn't on purpose. Maybe people don't understand it, but in the end, it almost seems like those things can be intentional. Now, when we go out and we find people to look for and I guess copulate or have a relationship with, now I know not all of our relationships are meaningful, and that's sort of sad and empty. And I guess when you find yourself in those situations a little bit more than other, you can see that empty void and stuff. And I don't know, maybe it's just like who we are sometimes that lead ourselves towards these situations. Now, I can be a little bit crazy sometimes and in the way that I think, not like that like I'm a crazy person going out there and making myself delusional or other people as well. But for the most part, I do understand that there's like some type of like different dimensional feelings out there that are quite odd. Anyways, to make things a little bit not so abstract and to get the cathartic expression out there, I guess that would be it. But for the most part, I'm speaking about what I'm going to speak today, which is the discard and what has happened with that, not just by my experience, but by others' experiences. Now, there are people with personality disorders that do this sometimes, and they don't intentionally do it all the time. Now, you can't just play victim all the time either. You can't just go out there and say that it's not right. Like, it does have an effect on people, but you just can't send hatred or another attack on someone else because they have a different thought process than you, right? We know that from the past experiences. Although this is something that is quite controversial due to the issues of some people that do have like antisocial, narcissistic personality disorder when it's just your thought process is that like we're all a little bit of selfish, but to be like that consistently, everything that you do is quite odd. And then there's other ones where they bring in different aspects of it as well, and they've been looking more into that. Like the people with some types of different ones can switch from this to that to this, and there's a lot of comorbids with them. Anyways, the discard phase is not just for one person, for everyone. I mean, like, it's not really for anyone. It's really an abomination to society. I would say it's almost like getting curved. Maybe we've all done this. Maybe we deserve it. Maybe it's just something that we should look forward to looking at and saying, look, we need to make some type of, like, big change on our own lives, or we're going to keep falling into these places that seem more malevolent and chaotic than you would expect them to be. Now, we don't necessarily do this on purpose, and a lot of us have good intentions when it's like going out with certain people. Now, I can bring up a major situation that is similar to mine just for an example. Let's just bring up Repzion. I think that's his name. Another YouTuber that had some really controversial stuff happen to him. Now, to say if he's right or wrong, you can have your own opinion on it. It's your own personal bias. I don't disagree with anything that you say. I don't want to invalidate it like it is what it is. At the same time, I do understand that I have my own understandings of stuff, and that's totally okay. Likewise with you, if you want to keep listening, I enjoy that. Now, the reason I'm getting out this story is because I feel it's extremely important for people to know that they're really not alone when it comes to the self-destructive part of life, and that no matter where you are, you've either caused some type of indirect pain, some direct pain, or something has happened to you. There's like those three areas in life that seem to like bounce off each other all the time. So to really put someone in blame is just saying that you have never done anything bad. But at the same time, we're looking to not do that. And it makes us feel good by having, like, I call it like the delayed gratification or the delayed problems, because deep down, like, we all do really dumb stuff and we don't want to do it, and we avoid it at all costs, not in a way that we are ignoring who our true beings are. but these are things that I feel that may be a part of us in life. Now, what it really means is that you've been thrown away like a napkin and the person runs away. And if I were to explain this deeply for someone, I would say that it's the same as like monkey branching, which just means that you're swinging from tree to tree, from guy to guy or girl to girl. Now, we do that in different ways. Like there's people that just sleep around when they're not in relationships. And when you do it in a relationship, it's more frowned upon. But if you're finding yourself in that type of relationship, just please try to like not do that to other people. Be the best that you can be at that time period. Like I know deep down inside we might be like that much of a piece of garbage or crap, but we have to sort of find a way to suppress that as much as we can before we hurt ourselves. And I don't believe that naturally humans are nihilistic. I do believe that things are learned, and at the bottom end of it, if we go to it, we can have either low self-esteem or high self-esteem, and sometimes it takes like a building process, and that's where like the stretch of a relationship would actually be made inside of it. Now, some people, when you feel discarded, that all that stuff in between was just shattered and completely thrown off the rocker. Like it was launched into space, into like some fourth dimension in a black hole, and now it's inside of the void, and you're looking at the emptiness itself. Now, many people have this experience where they've just been randomly discarded with people. It majorly does happen with people with, like for an example, that just either just don't have like a self-perception, and I feel like that may even be yourself too, and you may not even know it for the most part, but like look into yourself deeper and why you're falling into the hands of people, like you give the benefit of the doubt. Now, I feel like it's almost like the possibility that you're looking for some type of validation inside of yourself from someone else, which we sort of do seek. At the same time, we understand that we can be taken advantage of, and it's not always necessarily the nicest thing. So when we're going out and speaking, now it's not necessarily that we're alone, it's just that there are some things that we can't speak about, and that's why we feel so alone. So that's why I'd like to explain a little bit about the idea that we need to be able to have that type of idea, that feeling, that maybe even like a community sometime, but at the same time, it's like the other people that have done bad stuff, and there's always going to be those people that are confused why they're unhappy, sort of destroying and demolishing a community as a whole. Especially for an example, if you do something with lack of meaning, now you're necessarily just stripping away at your soul when you do that for the most part. Like I know when we watch TV, sometimes we just get into it and they're really confused why we're unhappy, we don't like it anymore. It's like, dude, like go out, do something else, try something new. But those things usually take time, and then you're like confused why it's happening. But it takes the right person to have an eureka moment and move on. Now, I'm not saying that it should be like a sudden area of change, but like I want to take the butt back. I just want to more like say that it is something that is a happening in life, that is an existent part of it in the community that we're in, and we should just take more time to cherish the in-between. Everyone thinks they're a leader because they have a title, but they don't realize the other amount of pain or the other amount of whatever that person had to go through, happiness to get to where they are, which is really good to understand and to just acknowledge overall. Now, being discarded isn't a great feeling. It's like looking at someone and then realizing that there's a person behind them, and that person is just you looking straight ahead because you're looking through that person, and then you're just ahead of them like you were talking to no one. Like that's what it feels like, and it's just really hard to say, and it's traumatizing that happens. Now, I wouldn't say that I've never done anything that may have done something or gave that feeling to someone. You may have done it indirectly, you may have done it intentionally, you may have done it because you wanted something and you didn't care about the other person at that time. Like, people are supposed to change and learn from their actions, and if you don't, maybe you should take a step out of the box and look at yourself, look at where life's bringing you. Now, I'm not invalidating anything here. I know it can be scary when you're just trying to like find out like where you're existing in life. And yeah, anyways, that's pretty much it. Getting discarded is looking into the void. It's looking into the fourth dimension where an emotion has been lost or someone has never lived and you were staring at a dead person the entire time. That's how it feels like. It's a very sad thing, and a lot of people go through it. And there's more people with certain types of thought processes that do that more often than others. Not all of them, but I feel trauma can breed trauma, and it's very sad. The systemic hatred, systemic oppression inside of people, the confusion. Life's complicated, and it's a journey. It's not like, yeah, it's just a journey. I don't know the other part of the saying. So thanks for watching. Peace out. Have a great day. Bye.